Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you're brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another speed build. And we're actually, well, it's technically an apartment renovation, but it is definitely in speed build format. But we're renovating 2A Jasmine Suites today. And this was actually a floor plan that I saw by Simlacy, but it was on her CC channel where she renovated the apartment for the Bheeda family. And I loved the layout. And then I felt super inspired to actually give them a renovation of my own. So that is what we're going to be doing today. We are actually making an apartment for a specific pre-made family in city living. Imagine that. I don't think I've actually ever done that, to be completely frank. I don't believe I have, but I've always liked this couple. So when you first go into their household in city living, I think they're married. I want to say they're a married couple, and they're actually expecting their first baby. And I believe that baby is always going to be a little boy, if my memory is serving me correctly. So they do just have like a 1-bedroom apartment, and they've got the baby bassinet kind of in the corner. But I knew, that I would be able to make this a little bit more of a spacious apartment. So that's what we ended up doing. We have like an open dining, kitchen, and living room concept. We have the bathroom tucked away in the corner, and then we actually have 2 bedrooms and a small hallway. So it's a decent sized apartment. I mean, I've used this apartment unit before to make like studio apartments. I've actually blocked off half of the apartment before in order to do that. And I've just used the platforming tool to be able to do that. It's super fun because you save apartments as rooms to the gallery. It makes it pretty easy to actually make a smaller unit like that, have it translate over to the gallery for you all to put in your games, which is kind of exciting to me. But I did struggle with this interior. I knew I wanted it to be rather colorful, not like super bright colors, but I wanted there to be color. I wanted there to be fun patterns, and I really wanted it to be a little bit more reflective of I guess a lot of the different like cultural representation pieces that we got with city living. Like I wanted to use a fair amount of those, but of course I wanted to kind of have a color scheme. So I did use this couch from Growing Together, but I've got this piece of artwork that I barely use from city living. Barely use this. And that pretty much set the tone, like that piece of artwork, the couch and whatnot, and even the rug. It's like orange, reds, some kind of like those cherry wood tones, and then gold. And I really, really like how it came out. I'm actually really thrilled with this. It was a struggle at first, and I was determined to see it through because I really, really wanted to do an apartment for them. And it's actually inspired me to do potentially some other apartment units specifically for pre-made Sims. Like I want to do the apartment with, oh, what's his name? The guy that lives with his mom. Do you know what I'm talking about? Oh, I forget his name. It's going to bother me. I know someone's going to put it in the comments too, and that's going to infuriate me even more because I'm going to be like, of course, that's his name. I don't remember anymore, but that pre-made family in particular, they have a really big apartment, and it's just not necessary for the 2 of them, but I want to renovate that at some point as well. But yeah, the living room has come together at this point. I'm just trying to decorate the small little entryway that we have too, and then trying to figure out exactly what I'm doing with the wallpapers. Like right now it's broken up with some brick and just some plain old wallpapers with, what am I trying to say? Like the trim on the top and the bottom. I was also trying to figure out tiles for the bathroom and stuff. And I ended up just making the entire apartment brick. I think it looked the best, to be completely frank, instead of it being broken up the way I have it right now. And honestly, I just am addicted to using brick on interiors in apartments in San Myshuno, especially in the Spice District. I think it just looks really nice. I love it. It kind of gives it an industrial vibe, even if that's not the interior decorating style you're going for in the apartment itself. But I really liked this. I loved it. I love this brick from Businesses and Hobbies. It's probably my favorite brick. Is it weird to have a favorite brick in this game? I don't know, but this was my favorite one. And I used these countertops from Snowy Escape with the overhead cabinets from For Rent. I had to think about that. From For Rent, because I wanted those like cherry woods and everything, but I liked the darker woods and kind of the plain, simplistic, open design of these the countertops from Snowy Escape. I also used these higher chairs, these bar height chairs from Adventure Awaits with this bar height dining table. Yeah, like the bar height table. I thought that was really nice. I thought it was a good use of the space considering this was more of a galley kitchen. I didn't really think I was going to have room for a 4-seater, but it worked out great. Now, unfortunately, when they do have their baby, and that baby is in, well, technically when the baby is an infant, and then when they have a toddler and whatnot, you wouldn't be able to have a high chair clip to this table, I don't believe, because it's too high. But honestly, I barely ever do that, so it didn't faze me. If it phases you, I am sorry. You might just have to put the high chair somewhere else, if you even use high chairs, because let's just be frank, they're a pain. They're an absolute pain, those high chairs. Still to this day, I cannot keep an infant or a toddler in a high chair for a long time before they ask the adult sim to take them out, and the adult sim immediately obliges as I cancel out the interaction. Drives me up a freaking wall. Don't like it. I'd never use high chairs because of that. Except for infants, you kind of have to if you want them to try baby food. So, okay, I take it back. I do use them, but I try not to use them a lot specifically for toddlers because they just drive me crazy. But I'm just trying to find some decorations here too. I did add that little tea set. I think it's from one of the, I'll say recent kits. I don't know. It's from a recent kit. And I think there's only one type of tea you can actually make with that particular tea set, at least from my playtesting of this. That's what I recalled, which is odd, I think. I feel like you should be able to make any tea like you could with the Tea Magic Brewer with the tea set, but alas, I don't believe that's the case. But I liked this one because I think it matched the decor style the most. I also gave them this axolotl. I almost called it an ocelot again, you guys. Okay. If you all remember, when I first built in Ciudad Enamorada, I built like this family home and I kept on calling the axolotls ocelots. But I'm well aware that that's a different animal. I know that an ocelot is like a cat, okay? But I just could not wrap my brain around how to pronounce axolotl. It has taken a lot of practice for me to get to this point to say axolotl, all right? I know it's embarrassing. I don't care. There are some words I struggle with. And axolotl was one of them. And the only reason that I have learned how to say this freaking word is because I got my child. I don't know if you've ever heard of these things. They're called warmies. They're filled with lavender and stuff and some kind of filling where you can put them in the microwave. They're stuffed animals and you can warm them up. So they're warm and they smell like lavender and they're really comforting. I never put it in the microwave or anything, but my child loves the cow that we got them. It was called a pumpkin spice cow because it's got orange markings. It's adorable. We call it their moo cow. And then my mom thought that the wormies were so cool. She went on the website. She's like, oh my God, there's so many of them. There's bread. There's a bread one. Why would you want bread? I don't know. There's so many ridiculous ones. And she found the axolotl and she bought it for me and my child. She thought it was hilarious. So ever since then, I have been ensuring that I can say the word axolotl as I give said wormy to my child. So I'm like, this is an axolotl. Are they registering this with how young they are? Absolutely not. But if mom can't say the word correctly, we're in trouble. So long story short, I've learned how to say it. I don't even care if that's an embarrassing story. It is what it is. I added this console table behind the couch just for some more decoration. I added this cool vase type thing, this lamp, and there's dabbles of plants everywhere. And there's also that faux tea set from the oh my God, I called it the Desert Oasis kit last time. That is not what Courtyard Oasis kit. That's what it is, the Courtyard Oasis kit. It's not a true functioning tea set, which is really disappointing, but I did put that one on the coffee table in the living room. And now we're working on the bathroom. Now, the bathroom was awful. Here's the thing. The shower tub combo would be necessary if you end up having the infant, right? But there is the circuit breaker box over in the corner in that door, behind that door. And the way that I had the sink and the toilet set up, my sim could not access both of them. So I had to move some things around for the purposes of uploading this to the gallery, but I can guarantee it blocks your sim's ability to get to the circuit breaker box. So if you're actually playing in this unit, the needs TLC unit, that's going to be a problem. So I'm going to apologize just ahead of time because that bathroom presented many a challenge and I barely saw them through because I was frustrated. I was like, I want this to just work, and it would and it wouldn't. So hopefully it works okay. If not, I'm sorry. But this is the little tiny hallway. I just put some artwork and a big standing mirror there as well, and just some other decorations. I put that wardrobe there, but then I ended up moving it back into the primary bedroom because I thought it would fit a little bit better. I didn't want it to block the archway or anything like that. And oh, do you know what I just realized? Oh my gosh, I just realized something, and I hope I didn't upload it to the gallery like this. I just realized I have different wood flooring in the living room and kitchen than I do in the bedrooms and the hallway. Are you kidding me? I'm just realizing this, and I'm fairly certain that means that it's uploaded to the gallery like this. Okay. Look, I'm just gonna blame it on having baby brain. All right. I film when I can. I did this over the course of like 2 days because I was so stuck on this apartment. I don't sleep a lot, and I just don't have as keen of an eye as I had prior to being a mother. So it'll get better in time. Look, it doesn't look bad. I'm noticing it, and it's a difference. And it's like, why would you have different flooring in all these different spaces? I know somebody's going to say it on the gallery now. I know there's going to be a comment be like, why is there different flooring in these rooms? And I'm going to have no answer. I have no excuse. But anyway, that is the primary bedroom that I like laughed and babbled all the way through. I did add the baby bassinet. So embarrassing. I did have the baby bassinet from Growing Together in there. I thought that fit perfectly, but I wanted there to be a room for this baby when they do become an infant. So maybe they'll have the little newborn in there with them for convenience, but once that newborn is an infant, they will move him into this little room that they have prepared for him, which I love this rug from City Living. I sized it up a fair amount. I thought it was so cool though in this nursery. This is such a different nursery than what I've ever done before. It's very themed with the apartment, and I added like some storage boxes and whatnot to make it look like they're still setting it up so that it's not like fully decorated, but they have that cute little light over on the side table, some string lights over the window. That little light on the side table, by the way, is from the Friends Forever event that we had that I actually didn't finish. First event I didn't finish because I was like, I don't care. I don't think I care enough about this at all. And yeah, just like an armchair. And then, like I said, I add the storage boxes, and we have the changing table set up. We have some hanging plants and maybe like a piece of artwork here and there just to make it feel a little bit less empty. But that is pretty much it for this apartment renovation. I hope you all enjoyed this one. Can't wait to hear your thoughts, and I will catch you next time I post a video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.